Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This past Wednesday, April 12th, 2017, one of the news headlines, the passing of comedian Charlie Murphy at age 57. The same night he passed, Dave Chappelle was with John Mayer at a concert in Ohio. The concert was at Ohio State University. If you missed the tribute or you haven't heard about this, I'm going to link the video down below that we're looking at. This is Dave Chappelle, John Mayer at the piano. This is a 11-minute tribute to Charlie Murphy, who had reportedly died earlier in the day. And what I want to talk about is how this is further proof that Charlie Murphy's death was a planned ritual. His announced death for April 12, 2017, a very specific date, was planned, meaning he didn't die naturally from leukemia, meaning one of two things happened. He was murdered, or he faked his death. And either one is entirely possible. I'm not going to speculate because I don't know. I only make these videos to share with people what I do know and what they can verify and the pattern that they can follow in regards to murder by numbers / possibly faking deaths by numbers. And if you're new here, I predicted Prince's death last year in February by the exact number he died by. And that number very much pertains to the death of Charlie Murphy, which I already covered in the videos I put out April 12th and April 13th. But what we're going to do here is talk about how this tribute in Ohio, the day of Charlie Murphy's passing, with these two men together, is proof of, the greater thing going on here, which is the very sick ritual that needs to be exposed to the masses. In case you're younger, you might not know this. You're probably very aware that Charlie Murphy was in the skits on the Chappelle show about Rick James and Prince. Those two skits, probably what Charlie Murphy is most remembered for to so many people. And of course, Prince died last April 2016 at 57. This April, Charlie Murphy at 57. If you missed my work from days ago, we talk about the significance of 57. We'll revisit that significance, especially in light of these crosses up in the background. But what you might not know is John Mayer, who Dave Chappelle was with, he also has a skit, and maybe you do know. There's a skit about how white people like to dance to guitar. John Mayer's in the skit playing guitar. And the skit's also about how black people would rather dance to the drums. And so many of Dave Chappelle's jokes were about black and white. And a lot of people enjoyed the show because there was a lot of truth to the humor. But still, the humor, which was on Comedy Central CC 33, focused a lot on division amongst race. Remember, race war in Gematria sums to 33. A number used again and again throughout history to provoke racial difference. Think about the Rodney King beating on March 3rd. If you're new here, I have over 2,000 videos, and about 500 of them are about the ongoing race war in this country. Charlie Murphy's death had everything to do with that symbolism of the race war dying on April 12th, the anniversary of the start of the Civil War. But let's get to the ritual that was the night of. April 12th, Dave Chappelle paying tribute to Charlie Murphy with John Mayer. Again, I'm going to link this video in the description. You can watch this 11-minute tribute. The reason I'm not going to play any of it is because YouTube does not like when I use other people's material. I have no leash, and they give me strikes fast. And if I get one more strike, I'll then be put in the status where I can only make 15-minute videos for the next 9 months. And I don't want to be dealing with that. So please watch this tribute. There's so many things that are off about it. Dave Chappelle's body language, his tone. I mean, I don't want to speak for him. I'm not him, and I don't know exactly how he carries himself. But if he really cares about Charlie Murphy, you think you'd feel more sadness in the way he's speaking. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like he's sad at all. And, again, I can't tell you if these people are really being murdered or faking their deaths, but faking wouldn't surprise me at all. Easy way to escape the celebrity spotlight, 57 years old, maybe you just want to chill out. But real quick, I just want to read this to you. This is mainstream reporting from Hollywood Reporter. Dave Chappelle has teamed up with John Mayer to remember comedian Charlie Murphy, who died from leukemia on Wednesday at the age of 57. So see, they make it look like it's this quick, impromptu show put together for Charlie Murphy. It's a lot more than that, and that's what I'm going to show you. Chappelle appeared on stage at Mayer's Columbus, Ohio concert Wednesday night and told the crowd everybody in comedy is heartbroken about Murphy's death from leukemia. Chappelle told Mayer he was a sight for sore eyes and after learning about Murphy's death. At Chappelle's request, Mayer played his song You're Gonna Live Forever in Me in tribute to Murphy. Now remember, the video I put out the day of, I showed how it came exactly 33 weeks after Chappelle's 43rd birthday on a date with 33 numerology at the beginning of the start of the Civil War. Civil War in Gematria sums to 43 like Charleston. Dave Chappelle's 43 right now. He died on the start of the Civil War anniversary, which began in Charleston. The name Charlie equals 43, kind of like Charleston. Chappelle's 43. He asked John Mayer to play the song You're Gonna Live Forever in Me. Murphy was a performer on Comedy Central's Chappelle Show. See, they remind you? He was the subject of popular sketches in which Murphy retold his adventures of a younger brother, Eddie Murphy, and celebrities such as Prince and Rick James. And by the way, in Dave Chappelle, when he's paying tribute, he brings up Prince, he brings up LeBron James, he brings up Ohio. If you watch the video I put out the day of before this even happened, I showed how this was a ritual for all of these things, including LeBron James and Ohio. And then that night you got Dave Chappelle coming out and saying everything that I already exposed hours later. As someone who has no connection to this but has learned how these rituals are being played out. So the name of the building at Ohio State University that they played in is called the Schottenstein Center, named after someone who's Jewish. Again, this is a Masonic Zionist agenda. And it's not to say that all Jewish people are bad, but the people who are operating by this numerical code and coding using the language of Gematria, this is Jewish Masonic practices. Freemasonry based in Jewish history. Anyhow, Schottenstein Center, 106. Charles Quentin Murphy, 106. If you missed the videos I put out, I just talked about the significance of Eddie Murphy, his movie Mr. Church, 106, and the death of his brother. Special number. With regards to Ohio and LeBron James, go back and watch my work from the NBA season last year where I guaranteed the Cavs would win the finals and how it all had to do with 106 and the game came all down to 106. This year, LeBron James starts the playoffs 106 days from his birthday. His first son was born on October 6, 10/6. This number 106 has everything to do with Masonry, Zionism, and their ongoing planned agenda by the numbers. Sorry, got interrupted. I was saying Prince said on the Tavis Smiley show, all we can do in this world is go by prophecy. And remember the word prophecy as Gematria of 106. They opened up his house as a museum on October 6th. The same day LeBron's son was first born. Go back and see my work on Prince's death last year, the prophecy code, the NBA finals, and just watch my videos and you'll see how often we talk about this. But anyhow, Charles Quentin Murphy, the full name of Charlie Murphy, syncing up with the location. They had this, backdrop with the numbers and the crosses. Remember, crosses, very symbolic, very important to Masonry, and many other spiritualities in this world. But Freemasonry, again, it has its hands on things from religion to entertainment to government. Freemasonry, powerful network about control, about being the invisible architects. So, with regards to John Mayer being in attendance, John Mayer, his birthday is October 16th. He'll turn 40 later this year. From the date of this tribute to his upcoming 40th birthday is 187 days. He's also 39 years old right now. 39 books in the Old Testament, which the Jewish faith goes by. Freemasonry based in the 39 books of the Old Testament largely. Anyhow, 187 days to his upcoming birthday, 187 associated with homicide, killing. He becomes part of the ritual the day of Charlie Murphy's death, April 12th. The word time has gematria of 187, so does Ohio, where this was in satanic gematria. And just in case you think any of this is arbitrary, let me take you back down memory lane. Donald Trump, who they're calling the first Jewish president because all of his children have married into Jewish families, from the date he had his convention in Ohio and Cleveland, which began July 18th or 18/7, kind of like 187, to Inauguration Day in Washington, D.C. was 187 days. Washington, D.C. 187, George Washington 187. With regards to 187 and killing, this nation began out of a genocide, which George Washington was a big part of. Homicidal maniac is what our capital is named after. In gematria, Adolf Hitler equals 187, blamed for a genocide. The name Rockefeller is 187, Industrial tyrants, Donald Trump and Rockefeller Plaza the night of the election. Society of Jesus equals 187. That's the official name of the Jesuits, the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. Donald Trump's a Jesuit. Trump starting his convention 187 days before going to Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. between Virginia and Maryland. Virgin Mary. That territory used to be called the Catholic Colony. The Society of Jesus, the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. We'll elaborate more on this and those crosses in the background at the tribute. But anyway, 187 is a special number. Again, it has a lot to do with time. Trump's convention was in Ohio 187 days before. Ohio and time, 187. Just like Charlie Murphy getting this tribute in Ohio from Chappelle and John Mayer. I wouldn't have thought to connect John Mayer to this, but this is how the powers that shouldn't be work. They find the numerical connections and they use them in their ongoing rituals, doing things by the same numbers again and again. The name John Mayer also happens to have gematria 44, like kill, like cancer, like chemo. They're saying Charlie Murphy died from chemo treatment for his leukemia. I talked about how he died 91 days from his birthday, and if you sum the numbers 1 through 13, they total 91. That's also the same as 13 weeks. 13, symbolic number to Freemasonry, number of rebellion. Anyway, I forgot that chemo also has gematria of 91. Charlie Murphy died 91 days from his birthday. I'm going to be watching out for Bill Cosby too, because Bill Cosby is 79. The word murder equals 79. Bill Cosby shares this same July 12th birthday. With regards to Charlie Murphy dying at the start of the Civil War anniversary, remember also the Civil War ended on May 9th, 5/9. He was born in 59, Negro equals 59, Slave 59, Blues 59. This man was chosen for the death story on the anniversary of the start of the Civil War for a lot of reasons. And again, these rituals, every time they're done, they're so deep when you see all the connections and all the tributes after. It's just like my work with Prince. I now have over 30 videos on the death of Prince. I called his death before it happened, and then I've decoded so much since. There's so many people that are connected in this web of celebrity to Prince and how it all lines up. It's mind-blowing what's being done in this world, and it takes a lot of thought to appreciate it. But anyone should be able to understand. It just goes to show how long all this stuff is planned in advance. You can't coordinate all this in one day. But being aware of this knowledge, practicing by this knowledge, understand what I'm showing you. This isn't something I created. This is something, thousands of years old that's been with the world for a long time. This goes back to ancient Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. Study Kabbalism. Ancient Jewish mysticism about how to ascend in this world, how to reach that higher, enlightened spiritual place. At the bottom of that chart of ascension is sex. And the same Masons and Zionists who control the media and abide by this esoteric knowledge, they weigh everyone down with constant, sex programming and other, not to say that sex is negative, but just things that keep us down. Keep our minds on sex, scare us all the time, fear, intimidation, death, trying to hold us down. So they put out this shot in the media about Chappelle and Prince with the article because he gave a tribute to Prince as well. Remember, Prince died just short of his 58th birthday, just like Charlie Murphy. Purple Rain equals 58 in Gematria. Vanity died just before the 58th Grammys. His girlfriend, after her death, I predicted Prince's death. He said he better watch out. It's all about the number 67, and he died a span of 67 days from Vanity. Anyway, Purple Rain, 58. Freemasonry, 58. Annuit Coeptus, that saying above the all-seeing eye on your dollar bill, 58. Solomon's Temple, ancient Israel, what Masonic history is based in, part of Jewish history, the overlap. Solomon's Temple, 58. The Rosicrucians, which means Rose Cross, 58. Heavy influence on Freemasonry, possibly the reason the United States of America exists. Simon Magus, old world mystic. All of this knowledge, old esoteric knowledge, Simon Magus, said to be, one of the pillars of the occult world of knowledge, and all these numbers coded into it. Freemasonry, the keepers of knowledge, the esoteric knowledge, they are the occult, meaning they are the few that are aware of this magical knowledge. But Prince last year, for the record, died 47 days before his birthday. Birthday's June 7th, 6-7, died a span of 67 days from Vanity. Blood Sacrifice, 67. Freemasonry has Gematria of 67. Think about Purple Rain in light of the Freemasonry logo, with the purple and gold. Purple has that Gematria of 74, like Masonic, like Jewish. The Freemason compass is set at 47 degrees. Prince died 47 days from his birthday. Purple Rain, Last night's big tribute in Ohio. Ohio, one of two states with the 47 Gematria. Remember, the word president equals 47. Donald Trump had his first debate in Ohio. Had his convention there. The other state's Nevada, where the Democrats had their first debate. So real quick, something more you should know. 42. Dave Chappelle took a long hiatus from celebrity, and then he came back at age 42, and everybody's noticed something's off about him. He seems depressed. He seems not into it. His whole thing, his whole tribute to Charlie Murphy just seemed off. Not very funny, also not very sad. Chappelle, 42. He gave a big tribute to LeBron James while giving a tribute to Charlie Murphy. And even before this happened, again, I said in the video how all this stuff's interrelated. Basketball, Charlie Murphy dying on the last day of the NBA season. Chappelle, 42. LeBron James, 42. Hateful word for black people. Nigger, 42. The only month that sums to 42 is Black History Month, February, which ends on the 28th day, or the 59th day of the year. 42, 59, two numbers stamped all over black people throughout history. Brothers, the slang term, 42. Slavery, 42. Martin, 42, like Martin Luther King Jr. Watch the sitcom Martin. His room number is 42. His apartment number. Malcolm X, 42. Bill Cosby. Sitcom last name Huxtable, 42. The big G represents 42. Like Freemason, the dividers who believe in divide and conquer, order out of chaos. There's a whole lot more information here in this post. April 12th, the day he died, the day the Civil War began. Slavery, 102. Nigger, also 102. Dead on the 102nd day of the year. Dead at 57. Whole lot of stuff here. I was talking about all the 33. Again, with regards to 33, something I really should have mentioned in that video is how it comes back to Comedy Central. All these parallels. CC 33, So real quick, John Mayer. John Mayer's Jewish, right? 187 days, in Ohio, the Freemason compass, 47 degrees. The Zionist nation of Israel, was established in the year 47 on the 333rd day of the year, November 29th. The Freemason compass, the motto for it from Freemasonry, is square our actions. Actually, that's not the definition I want to talk about. I want to talk about this one. The compass, which is set at 47 degrees, circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds. In Gematria, that sums to 333. The Zionist Nation of Israel, established with a 33-member vote by the United Nations on the 333rd day of 47. The Freemasons also have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish a perfectly square foundation. 47th problem of Euclid, 333. You know, the Freemasons are builders. Their compass is at 47 degrees. The word foundation's 47. The word framework, authority. So many things are 47. Christian, president. Think about how those things go together. Every president has to say he's Christian. White House, government, authority. 47, special number. 7, the fourth prime number. Masonic 74, Jewish 74, English 74, Gematria 74, Holiday 74, Independence Day 74. The United States of America, established by Jewish bankers on 7-4. The Zionist Nation of Israel, the Jewish state, established on the year 47. 7-4, 47. You see? It's all Freemasonry, and it's all ritual. From the establishing of nations to murdering men to murdering women. The word occult, 74. Whole lot of things are 74, you know. I got thousands of videos to get you up to speed. But True Seeker, as I write the book, and as I not finish, I'm putting in time and just doing research and trying to find things I haven't found before. You know, somebody reminded me about the Knights Hospitaller, which is something I had forgotten about, something I began with in 2013 and forgot about. You know, the Knights Hospitaller, they're the longest lasting group of knights. They are Masonic, and they trace back to Jerusalem, right? Their symbol is the Maltese cross. Again, crosses all over the stage in Ohio at this ritual with numbers all over them. And I could get into these numbers. These numbers have to do with Saturn and time and death. I want to know who this native is up here. If somebody knows that, I'd be very interested in knowing who that is. I'm sure that fits right in with the riddle. Anyhow, Knights Hospitaller, Masonic, going back to Jerusalem, has Gematria of 223, one of the most important numbers to the Freemasons. And this is the longest lasting arrangement of knights, connections to Israel. You know, what I'm just trying to show you is more of this symbolism, more of this proof that this is the long, ongoing agenda. They go back to the year 1099, so almost 1,000 years. And Masonry is older than this, but this just shows you how long the agenda's been at play. You know, these people claim to be Christian. We're all about Israel. Of course, you know, the Bible is the Jewish faith, the Old Testament, the Christian faith, the New Testament. Christianity and Judaism go together. The final book of the Bible that concludes the Christian part of the Bible, for whatever reasons, based on the 39 books of the Old Testament, something I never understood. But anyhow, this group, they're associated with the Catholic Church. So Catholic, Christianity, Judaism. If you follow my channel, I'm explaining how all of these things at the end of the day are synonymous. They're all control structures, and they're controlling the world's people. Same with Islam. You know, they say Islam was created out of the Catholic Church, and I 100% believe it. You know, it's all about ruling over people and dividing people and putting them in groups so they'll fight with other groups. Imagine being the boss of it all, creating the groups and then orchestrating them to fight with each other for agenda. That's what's going on in this world. But anyway, this group has the 223 coding. Think about how in the Bible, in the final book, it says the synagogue of Satan will rule in the end times, 223. The letters written to the Church of Philadelphia, Philadelphia equals 223. Think about the Masons being builders, measure twice, cut once, 223. The number of Freemason obsessions, 33, Knight 33, Order 33. This group, the Knights Hospitaller, they're now known as the Knights of Malta. Malta has the Gematria 47. The Freemason compass at 47 degrees. Not to mention, it begins with M, the 13th letter. Very important number to Freemasonry. In every single language or alphabet that has an M in it, every single alphabet of the world that has an M in it, the word Mason, or the word for Mason, begins with an M. Every single alphabet that has an M. You know, the 13th letter in English. Again, English 74, Gematria 74, Masonic 74, Jewish 74, Occult 74. Malta also has the Gematria of 88, like Knights Hospitaller. Knights of Malta, which they're called, has Gematria of 156, coming back to 33. The word Jewish has Gematria both 88 and 74. The word Exodus 88. You know, read the Bible, put it together. It'll all start to make a lot more sense. Knights of Malta, though, also has this Gematria of 57, like Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, you know, which is very Jewish. And the word Jews equals 57. The Jews identify with the moon to represent them as a people, you know, disappearing and then coming back full. Moon equals 57. A lot of rituals with the moon. But think about it. Prince Dead at 57, Charlie Murphy, and these rituals that are highly Masonic. I'm not trying to say it's the Knights of Malta who murdered these men. I'm just trying to show you it's all Masonry. And all this Masonry, they've used the language to code their routine numbers into all their different sects. You know, what is their word? Worshipful Master. That's the one. I'm gonna just show you guys something here real quick about this very important title in Masonry, the Worshipful Master. And again, you just go through Masonry with this language of Gematria using this calculator that I'm loading up here right now. And you do decoding, you're just going to see again and again the same numbers popping up. Very repetitive. So check this out. Worshipful Master, 223. And if you just take the word worshipful, it's 147, like Freemason. Special number. And if you click on 147, you'll notice that in base 8, octal, 147 is 223, you know? 147 is 223. This whole language has been built by this gang on knowledge that has been with the world for thousands of years, and they've coded out all their words, all their rituals with it. A lot of things that are interesting here, that are coded into their mottos. Their anthem is Av Crux Alba, which even equals 187, you know? And we know how often this number gets used. We even talked about it here, 187 days from, you know, John Mayer's birthday, the Jewish man on the stage. White Cross has Gematria of 139 like Jerusalem. You know, the White Cross is their symbol. White Cross, 139, like Jerusalem, like Freemasonry, like America, like Jewish state. That's what it is. And read the Talmud. The people who aren't Jews are Goy, and Goys are nothing. The only reason for the Goy to exist is so that they can labor and the Jews can benefit from that labor and not have to work because of the Goy's labor. This is all expressed in the Talmud. It's all very clear. And it's all very clear that, you know, they've built the United States of America with this understanding. It's a nation of Goy working to create Jewish power, which they have. This nation has brought about Israel and so many other things. It's all part of a long, planned agenda. Since today's April 14th, the 104th day of the year, I'll give you one more. Jerusalem. It also has this Gematria of 104. It's the 104th day of the year. Notice Jerusalem's also 58. You know, I should have had that up there with the whole 58 Freemasonry Purple Rain thing. But 7/4/1776. Date with 104 numerology. The date this nation was established. And again, 7/4, Jewish 74, Masonic 74, Cult 74, Killing 74, Stabbing 74. You know why I tell you that Stabbing 74? Because the 74th day of the year is the day we remember the Ides of March, the killing of Julius Caesar. You see, Truth Seeker? The word Caesar equals 47, like president. Anyway, we'll wrap it up here. I got to hit the road, but that's the latest. Until next time.